Feels good to be back here on Highway 961. And yes, I want to believe you had a great time with Dari Jimiogu on Sports Trip. Well, we'll be here again tomorrow at 8 to serve you 10 minutes of information from around the world of sport. All right, then to Lagos. We're back on the break to serve you more traffic updates. And in a bit, we shall be ushering in Victor Terry for your side. But of course, at 9:15, we shall be having conversation moving around electricity distribution in Lagos State. Ikeja Electric and you will begin at 9:15. But before then, we'll have the newspaper headlines brought to you by Dele Agadamo. We hit the birthday profile and serve you some information all the way. So let's navigate the Ebute corridor this morning. That's where we have gathered that traffic is quite busy. High volume of traffic from Eko Bridge towards Akpongbo underneath the bridge connecting UBA roundabout. Akpongbo ascending CMS Bridge also looking very busy at this time. Just high volume of traffic moving in that direction. And look out for slow movement from Leventis through UBA roundabout connect Ina Marina. And we have officers on ground doing the needful. So from there, we'll link up with Ibejuleki, where we have recorded fine movement from Ibeju towards Eleko Junction. The return journey from Eleko towards Oloja, Bogije, Lakowe, the stretch of Aoyaya down to Abijo. I hear it's quite steady influx moving all through these areas. From Eleko Junction, the journey through Eleko inside looks fine. Akodo General Hospital from Eleko inside also looks good. From Akodo General Hospital down to Lekki Free Zone, moving through the stretch of Pinnacle Depot all the way. Dangote Refinery, Deep Seaport, and Dangote Fertilizer all looking very good. Yes, and well, we can confirm to you that traffic movement through these areas are looking very fine. So that's for the Bejuleki corridor. We have traffic managers on ground. But look out, construction work has commenced as usual. But I will be serving you news from the construction corridor as regards what traffic will be saying later on. Okay, so straight to mile 12 where we have recorded an impediment. It's a broken down high capacity bus. That's on the main carriageway, mile 12 in what K2? Yes. Well, backlog currently being felt, but no cause for alarm. I understand the backlog has gone beyond Odogun, but the vehicle itself is receiving attention, so we'll bring you more news from that end. So traffic at Ajibade inward and outward Badagry is a slow one owing to construction activities. Kenny and the crew are very much on ground at that location, so that's coming in from the Badagry corridor.
Won't stop the flow on Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Moving Lagos forward.
Greetings, my name is Buchi. Listen, road rage is a real issue. It is better to overlook another driver's mistake or negligent behavior. It is better to take a deep breath and let it go. This message is from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM.
In a city that never sleeps and traffic never slumbers, we at Lagos Traffic Radio are always on time with traffic updates as you navigate through the smart city of Lagos. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Mike James. How you doing?
Very well, fantastic. Feels good to be back on radio for a brand new week.
Okay, yeah.
Monday, the 4th of March.
Yes, and then it's the first week in the month of March as well.
Absolutely.
So the third month is already here, and it's really, moving on. 4 days gone already.
4 days gone already.
Yeah, Dele in the building as well. Dele, how you doing?
Very well, thank you. Good morning, Victor.
All right, so it's 2 against 1, right? Except that we have an intern. Let's bring her to the microphone, by the way. How are you doing? What's your name?
Good morning.
What's
My
your
name is Gladys Omenime.
Gladys. Okay, so how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank
How was the journey to the studio this morning?
you. It was smooth. There was no traffic
Right.
along the road.
Okay, so if you're given a choice as a lady, right, to do either a conductor or a barbing job, which one would you prefer?
Conductor and a barbing job.
Yes. Which one?
Just those two.
Yeah, just those two. If you had to choose between one of those two.
I'll do barbing.
You do barbing?
Yes.
You're always good for the weird things. Gladys, is that the same for you?
Yes, I'll do barbing.
Why? Why?
Oh, as a lady, you can't do the conductor now.
But those ladies are doing it, and they're doing very well. Those ladies who are driving, they come down. You get to catch that, then you see them, hustling for passengers and all of that. And I feel so proud of them that at least they do something very meaningful. So you don't think it's
So
good?
barbing is not meaningful.
No, barbing is as well. Just that you might put the scissors in the wrong place sometimes.
Why are you afraid? Why are you
You
afraid?
give me a shape that is not very nice.
No, I mean it's like conducting. They go through a period of training. So the same goes for if you have to go through a period of training as well.
All right.
You're going to do barbing, even for the guys. So
All right.
and some of them still mess up.
Come on.
No, but it's true.
Mike, is that true?
It's true.
Yes, it's true.
It's true.
Yes.
Okay. All right,
That's
so,
rare, though. Yeah.
so, all right, so the ladies, the consensus between the two of you that you would prefer barbing to being a conductor.
Yes.
Which one brings in more money?
I think the barbing.
I think conducting does. Though.
No, barbing does also.
You mean it?
If you know what you're doing and you build your clientele,
Right.
yes, it does.
Okay, so one of the jobs, I'm sorry to embarrass any profession, but one of the jobs for you ladies, that I always felt was so time wasting with little pay is hairdressing. Or what do you call it now?
You'll be shocked. You haven't done your research. You'll be shocked.
You read it?
I'm telling you.
Gladys, talk to me. Is that your
Hairdressing.
Hairdressing.
Ha.
They make their money in their own house. They don't buy any materials, instruments.
no much recurrence, right? That's what you're saying.
So they just
but
stand and
what
make
I
it.
noticed is the men who venture into hairdressing make more money. They have more clients
Yeah,
compared
well,
to the women.
that
And I would have loved to.
yeah, and that
Come
is
on.
and that happens. No, really, it happens. And that happens because if here we're so used to the women do that a lot.
Yeah.
But when you see a
In their
man that's
40s.
doing something that is quite different, people want to. What is it about this guy? Why is this so good? And you see, they actually turn out to be very, very good.
Yes,
Then
very
when they're
good.
careful enough and calm enough to learn, they're very good as well.
Okay, so it means I'm having a misconception. You know what it means?
Yes.
As for me,
Tend to appreciate the guys.
Yeah.
no, I'm not even thinking about who does what, but I just felt that particular job itself is so time consuming with less pay.
Let's pay.
Yeah.
You haven't seen their client list.
Currently, if you are making braids now, you'll be making braids for 30K.
Okay, that's for one braid, right?
Yes.
But how many hours does it take to do one braid?
It's not about the hours. No. If the client is able to sit
All
down
night.
for those number of hours, no problem, and then they pay for that service.
No, I understand. I understand what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, if you do one braid for 30K and you're going to spend like 6 hours to do that, that means you can only do 2 braids in a day, or even 1.5.
If they are going to go to an office and do 30 days and then earn the 30K and something they can earn in one day, which is better,
Okay.
and in 6 hours
Absolutely.
a day, come on.
Yeah, but
You have 24 hours in a day,
no.
and you do that twice a day. You
no,
get
get what I'm
6,000
saying.
a
Get
day.
what I'm saying. Get what I'm saying. But there are some jobs that you could still earn that 30K within 1 hour or 2 hours, and you could make like 200K or something like that.
Within a few seconds.
Yeah, so
A few seconds.
I mean, the creatives, for instance, now,
Absolutely.
some of
So
them
we're
just-
talking about skills and non-skills. This is something they are good at. You understand?
Right.
And you find out that some of these people, they also sell hair products.
Products.
You
Yeah,
understand?
that's true. That's right.
They sell.
Okay, and for the ones who are married, I mean, for the advanced ones, like, I mean, you go out there, you're going to be standing for like how many hours? 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, even 10 hours sometimes. And then when you get home, to do your other room responsibility now becomes a problem too.
Leave other room responsibilities. How many people are even thinking of other room responsibilities these days?
Okay, so about money. Okay, so don't avoid me. I'm just bringing some things. I'm thinking aloud about what could happen sometimes. Okay, but let's talk about the traffic situation.
Okay.
Mike James, I hope it's not a
Well, you can call it Build Up Monday.
not a misconception like I had.
No.
Okay, so it's building up on a Monday like
Absolutely, yes. For motorists heading towards Yanwuru, using the Bagada corridor.
this one. Right,
I
from the live
understand-
cameras, you can
Yes,
see
we
that.
can also confirm that, and we were able to connect with the traffic manager covering that end. We also spoke with Adeleye regarding the situation
What's
there.
happening there, by the way?
Okay, so it's a 4-lane trailer by New Garage. Yes, that's for those heading towards Yanwuru. So far, traffic has backed up beyond Second Pedro.
Okay, so it's very, very challenging there.
So we can see it here on the big screen.
it's very, very slow.
Very slow.
All right, we're going to track that. I hope LRU has been contacted.
Absolutely.
Let's see how that pans out. All right, so for those of you navigating through that corridor, it's a slow one. Yes, let's talk about those who are making use of this end to link up with the Third Mainland Bridge. What does it say?
Okay, so beyond the New Garage end, connecting Yanwuru is fine. Moving through Inland Waterfront all the way to Adekunle. Between Adekunle and Adeniji, it's another slow-moving traffic owing to the diversion at Adeniji. But coming from the rear now, that's from the amazingly we've recorded a fine movement along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway.
Right.
Yes,
Is that
connecting
despite
Ibadan.
the construction that was supposed to
Absolutely, that's why I said amazingly.
Okay, but
fine
do we have
movement.
news if the construction work has started, if the demarcation has been done?
Yeah, we haven't gotten news concerning that.
All
I'm
right.
hoping that Adeleye would bring us.
All right, so Adile, Caleb, and of course Awutola, all those people within the stretch of Beja, you can let us know. And if you have driven through there in West Lagos from Ibafo or perhaps from Mowe this morning, you can share that experience with us. The expansion joint, the works on that long bridge was supposed to commence this morning. How far has that gone? Has it kick-started already? Let us know if you have driven through that corridor. But in West Lagos, it's still looking good, right?
Based on the report we got during the 7 o'clock hour, from the car end, movement through New Garage down to Otedola Secretariat, we had it good.
Beautiful.
All the way, Ojota Bridge. But between Chinatown and Alakbere, slow movement owing to pedestrians, crossing over at Alakbere. And again, an accident occurred earlier at Ogudu. But I understand that the vehicles involved have been cleared. So there's better movement through Ogudu from Alakbere down to Yanwuru, connecting the Third Mainland Bridge, linking the island.
All right, then let's talk about Route 2, which is Ikorodu Road. Those making that journey from the inner part of Ikorodu, linking up with Mile 12 and Ojota. What does this say?
Okay, fine movement, yes, from the garage, Ikorodu garage, moving through the BRT corridor. I understand it's a bit clumsy around the BRT corridor owing to a beehive of activities. But beyond that, there's better movement heading towards Agric, connecting Ogulun to, of course, high influx at Mile 12. On the bridge, descending towards Kushofe, and of course heading towards Ojota interchange. Just high influx, but gradually easing off, owing to a beehive of activities ongoing around Ojota bus stop proper.
All right.
Yes.
And
So
the
beyond
first one
there,
there,
of course, good movement heading towards the Odialaro Maryland corridor. Linking Fadi, Domalong Bridge, but we're yet to get the latest covering the Funchal Williams Avenue. Eko Bridge corridor.
Okay. All right, then we'll be getting more feeds. Route 3, Lagos Abeokuta Expressway. What does it say as well?
Coming from the rear, still looks fine considering bus stop activities that are approaching the various bus stops. I have that report down here. Okay, so from the Ajegunle Abulegba corridor, movement is still very fine considering bus stop activities at Lakoko, Kola, Ijayi, Ekoro, and underneath Abelegba Bridge. Just slight delays approaching these various bus stops. But then Charity Road, Abattoir, connecting Emmanuel, looks very good this time. Okay, Super ILERA EKO, not looking bad, but between Danko and Yanopaja, a slow moving traffic is what we have recorded. And going through the stretch of Goyi down to Mongoro, well, traffic still looks good, but a major busy movement from Mongoro all the way down to National. Quite a long stretch, I must say.
Right.
Of course, it's just high influx moving through that stretch, and of course the narrowed path at National.
Okay, all right, then we'll be getting more feeds from time to time from our traffic managers as things unfold. Other side of town, Lake Yaja, any news?
None yet.
None yet,
But
all
the
right.
Lake Yaja
We'll be keeping
corridor.
our eyes on those
Absolutely.
corridors. So let me say big ups to Adile and others in the control room, and same for our traffic managers spread across the length and breadth of Lagos.
So let's talk about the impediment. There's one at Patron Hotel in Ward Ogidon. It's a broken down flatbed.
Okay.
It developed a stalled problem along the way, and it broke down there.
That's on the Lake Yaja corridor.
Exactly, just popped in actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, then. So can you keep our eyes on that one as well?
Then at mile 12, there's a high capacity bus that broke down at that's on the main carriageway at mile 12 in Ward K2. Currently receiving attention, anyways.
All right, so all the breakdowns, we'll be tracking it. We'll be letting you know what's going on within those corridors. And if you have driven through those locations too, you can share your experience with us on our regular lines. I understand the 777 is not working. Some of you have been sending the message.
Yes.
Ah, okay. But you can make use of 091 538 7127. That's 091 5387 7127. Or perhaps on WhatsApp with the two lines, you can still connect with us.
Of course, it's going to be a busy Monday morning.
Right, we are going to be switching gears by 9:15 to talk about Ikeja Electric and you. I'm sure most of you will have one of two things to say about the state of power supply in your neighborhood, right? But today we're going to be doing a whole lot of advocacy. When you are moving or you're switching homes, what are those things that you need to do in order to get it right for power supply in your new home? All right? That's going to be the focus. The ABCs of switching and knowing what to do with energy supply. That's going to be the focus today. A lot of times when we move into new places, how do they say it now? We're moving to our
Uncle Oliwa.
Uncle Oliwa. Okay, so when you get or you've finished building and you want to connect the electricity, it now becomes a big challenge. And then some of us do a whole lot of illegal connections. We bring in this person to do this and do that. But Ikeja is saying you need to get it right. And these are very simple things that you need to know on how you can really get it right with your new house.
All right, and let's not forget, I would have newspaper headline.
Daily has that, a bag full of newspaper headlines. Right, and then birthday profile too. Today is the 4th of March. Do you know anyone who's celebrating today? No.
No.
Okay. All right, we'll run through the birthday list. That's the way it's going to be looking like on the program this morning.
All right, all that and more on Your Side Mirror with Victor Terry. Stay here.
Hello everyone, this is Tony Adibola. I'm an entrepreneur and a motorcycle enthusiast. Keep listening to Rocks.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. You welcome to Your Side Mirror this Monday morning. Today is the 4th of March, the year 2024. Things are really, really unfolding pretty fast. So we spent how many days this year? It's already 64 days, okay? And that tells you we have 302 more days to wrap up this year. Okay, then you're welcome. Victor Terry is my name. Dilly is here. She's very much ready to take us through the newspaper headlines, and I'll be back to connect with you shortly.
Newspaper headlines this morning. We have reports for you from the Punch newspaper, the Vanguard newspaper, and the Nation newspaper. Not forgetting Alausa Alert. Beginning with the Punch newspaper, tight security at Nima stores as hoodlums loot FCT warehouses. The police have beefed up security at the warehouses belonging to the National Emergency Management Agency nationwide following the looting of food warehouses in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, on Sunday by suspected hoodlums. This was as soldiers foiled an attempt to raid a factory warehouse at the Iju Industrial District, Jabi, Abuja, on Sunday morning, arresting 5 of the attackers. SIM NIN linkage, blocked lines rise to 40 million. No fewer than 40 million telephone lines were barred by telecommunication operators over the weekend following the expiration of the February 28, 2024 deadline issued by the Nigerian Communications Commission, mandating telecom consumers to link the subscriber identity module to their national identity numbers. These represent a 28 million increase from the 12 million telephone lines initially planned to be deactivated by telcos following the NCC directive. Senate summoned CBN officials over 30 trillion naira loans. The Senate has said it will quiz some officials of the Central Bank of Nigeria on how the 30 trillion naira Ways and Means loan was obtained and spent by the federal government during the Muhammadu Buhari-led administration. The chairman of the Senate Adult Committee, Senator Issa Jibrin, who made the disclosure in an exclusive interview with the paper, also revealed that the panel would commence the probe this week. We're still taking a look at the Punch newspaper. Reps ask airlines to refund 4 billion naira COVID-19 funds. The House of Representatives Public Accounts Committee has issued a one-week deadline to all private airline operators in the country to account for the sum of 4 billion naira given to them by the federal government to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic or refund same in the absence of justifiable evidence of how the amount was spent. The committee, chaired by a member of the People's Democratic Party from Osun State, Bamidele Salam, issued the ultimatum on Friday at the resumed investigative hearing into the alleged mismanagement of the COVID-19 intervention funds by ministries, departments and agencies of the federal government. FG begins new expatriate job policy. Violators risk 3 million naira fine. Companies that breach the new expatriate employment levy policy will pay 3 million naira for each offense. The offenses are not submitting EEL, not registering an employee, a corporate entity not renewing EEL within 30 days, and providing false information on EEL. The expatriate employment levy is a financial contribution imposed on employers who hire foreign workers. Moving on to the Vanguard newspaper, only implementation of agreement will stop nationwide strike, NLC insists. The Nigeria Labour Congress NLC insisted yesterday that the only thing that would stop the planned nationwide strike over the hardship in the country was the federal government's honouring of the agreement it had with Labour. This was contained in the latest letter written to the government, where the NLC dismissed claims by the federal government that it had fulfilled 80% of the October 2, 2023 agreement with organised labour. MPC, FG fights inflation as CBN mops up 5 trillion naira. efforts by the federal government to curb the rising inflation will lead to 5 trillion naira cash mop-up from the banking industry as the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, implements the hike in banks' cash reserve ratio, CRR, to 45%. The CRR, which represents banks' cash reserves for purposes of meeting cash obligations on demand, was moved from 32.5% to 45% in apparent bid to curtail inflation. NECA rejects expatriate employment levy. The Nigeria Employers Consultative Association, NECA, weekend raised the alarm over the expatriate employment levy EEL announced by the federal government last week, warning that it will discourage investments if implemented. According to NECA, if implemented, the levy will not only frustrate the federal government's ongoing fiscal and monetary reforms, it will also serve as a disincentive to foreign direct investment, FDI, among many other unintended negative consequences. No member arrested over hard drugs importation, MWUN. The Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, MWUN, has expressed disgust over reports linking its member to 2 seized containers at the Tinkan port laden with 56.39 kilograms of cocaine and 795 kilograms of Colorado. It will be recalled that a section of the media had Sunday, 25th February 2024, reported that the Nigeria Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, arrested one Falowo Samuel Kayode, a dock worker, alongside other culprits in connection with 2 seized containers laden with 56.39 kilograms of cocaine and 795 kilograms of Colorado, respectively. From the Nation newspaper, federal government to raise access to healthcare. Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Tunji Alausa, has said federal government will provide quality and affordable healthcare. This, he said, led to increase in allocation to health and social services in the budget. The minister noted that the government had developed a blueprint on provision of universal health coverage aimed at saving lives, reducing physical and financial pain, improving population health outcomes, accountability, maternal and child health, governance, affordable and quality health services. We'll take the last one from Alausa Alert. Use only authorized bank account for transport services, Lamata. Commuters in Lagos State have been advised to make use of only authorized bank accounts to pay for transport services. A statement signed by the consultant corporate communications of Lamata, Mr. Kolawole Ojelabi, noted that the agency is aware of a viral video in which a group of ladies claim that an official asked that payment for a train ride should be made to a personal bank account due to their inability to make payment via available POS machines arising from POS network downtime. That's it. To pick up a copy of any of the daily listening would like to read more, also interact with us via our social media platforms. X, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Traffic Radio 961, and follow me across social media at Dele Agadumo.
My name is Oluwadamila Emmanuel, General Manager at Lagos State Waterways Authority, and I'm here to bring you a safety message about using the waterways. Make sure you always have your life jackets on the waterways because it's the singular most important asset you should have. And of course, in case of any emergency, please call the emergency number 767 or 112 and we'll be quick to respond to whatever that emergency might be. This message has been brought to you by Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
As you see me so, I belong to the Chop Better gang. Now, why anytime I want chop like this, I dey put better things inside. For my yam porridge, after I don't put my fish, I go on deck am with onions, tatashe and ugu. Come season am with correct no cubes for that delicious taste. Because my people, good life na life where you chop better.
Summer all your food with correct vegetables. Come season am with no cubes for that ogbonge delicious taste. Today, chop better.
Are you tired of power outage putting a damper on your day? And do you feel unheard when it comes to the services provided by the Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company? It's time for you to have your voice heard as Ikeja Electric gives you a window of opportunity to express your views and channel your distress through the program Ikeja Electric and You. Ikeja Electric and You is a 45-minute program designed to address issues, views, and complaints of Lagosians regarding its service. Tune in every Monday at 9:15 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we bring together experts, stakeholders, and representatives from Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company to discuss solutions and provide improvement strategies for better service delivery. Mondays, 9:15 till 10 a.m. on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Ikeja Electric and You. Together, we can power up Lagos.
That feeds with a phone while driving. Do you know that at least 23% of all car accidents each year occur with the use of cell phones? Distracted driving is responsible for a higher percentage of road crashes among motorists and pedestrians in Nigeria. Distracted driving is dangerous. Let's shun this act to stay alive. It's better to be safe than to wallow in sorrow for what could have been avoided while driving or walking. Please put that phone away and concentrate fully on the road. A message from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, your driving companion.
Drowning beneath the waves, I'm falling. Can I be saved? Even if I cry, the salty water absorbs. The deep blue water covers her voice, but you cannot stop her. She is the noise. She is the rebel queen of the sea. Virtue will succeed. My deep blue secrets covered in goldfish. My deep blue secrets covered in goldfish. I'm stuck under water. I'm stuck under water. I'm stuck under water. I'm stuck under water for now. Yeah, yeah. Rising above the waves, I gave me strength. I'm out of this state. I am in control. The water saved my soul. The deep blue water.
All right, then Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We're back on the block, and of course, we are really grooving on this Monday morning. Let's take you through what's happening on the roads right now. I understand men of a high-tech company presently working on the bad portion at Agofuri. This is inwards mile 2. That's inwards mile 2, okay, bridge. Movement has been diverted to Signal Barrack. But the good news, we have traffic managers deployed to Signal Barracks to manage the situation at the moment. So that's what you'll find if you're having it slow as a result of this construction work, which is at mile 2 axis. is as a result of that, okay? PWD, I understand, is still looking pretty good to go from Yano Dokpemu, proceeding through Cement and Mongoro. But beyond that, it is busy from Punch Estate towards Ilezik, Ajayi Farms, as well as Ikeja Long up to National. That entire stretch is very, very busy. We have high influx and, of course, reduction of the lanes to 2 at National, responsible for that. It's good movement from National, proceeding through PWD. Onwards movement towards Shogunle is also good, apart from the traffic light alternating there. And then further movement down to Bolade is very, very good as we speak right now. Okay, so we're still tracking that falling trailer. That is at New Garage inwards Yanawuru. That's on the Bagada end. So if you're making that journey from Antonio K heading towards Bagada, and by the time you approach that corridor, you're having it slow, is as a result of that. So it's receiving attention as we speak right now. Okay, then another one to report. It's another impediment. Volks inwards Okokomaiko. Yes, there's another impediment there. It's a mini truck, I understand. And 10 tires. Okay, 10 tires, mini truck. Okay, I'm just looking at that. 10 tires. All right, so 10 tires, mini truck, fully loaded with mechanical fault. It's at that point that Volks inwards Okokomaiko. It's receiving attention as well. Serious effort is on to move it out of the road as we speak right now. Okay, so let's do what? Let's celebrate you. Today is Monday, the 4th of March, rather. And, of course, it's time to ring out the bell for you on our birthday profile for celebrities. All right, then a big shout out going out to Shodunke Omolara Rachel, your sister to Onokwemi Shodunke of our social media unit right here on Traffic Radio. All right, then, so Omolara Rachel, happy birthday to you. Rotarian Shay Martins, ace broadcaster, and of course, former general manager, Metro FM, is celebrating today as well. We wish you the very best of this day. Bukola Sholanke is former staff with Radio Lagos Eko FM, currently residing in Canada. Okay then, Jesu Tofumi, Jesu Bamila, Double J, aka Minister Efizi, is celebrating today as well. We wish you well. Joshua Omo Yajuwo is celebrating. A big shout out to you. Oluwaseun Jagede, today is your day too. And Oluwadamilola Asenuga Adeni, based in Ibadan. Happy birthday to you. Atinuke Afanu Ojeni is based in where now? That's United Kingdom. A big shout out to you as I celebrate today. Oladapo Shuneye is head communications for the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. A big shout out to you too. Tajuddin Adepetu is a name you cannot ignore in the media space. He is the CEO, Consolidated Media Associates. That's CME. All right then. Happy birthday to you. Raji Ganu Adewale is celebrating. Assistant Director, Admin, and Human Resource Directorate for the Civil Service Commission. We wish you the very best of this day too. And Olaiwola Ibrahim Ainla is celebrating. Today is your day too. We wish you the very, very best. You are also of the Civil Service Commission. Happy birthday to you. Desire Adeyemi clocking 6 on this day. Mom and Dad celebrating you. Omolara Temilade Sunday. Today is your day. Happy birthday to you. And who else we have celebrating on this day? Alagba Emiloju Ali, a.k.a. Emiloju Lati Orugbo. Okay, that's one of the ardent listeners of Traffic Radio. Happy birthday to you. Engineer Richard Olanwaju Abari is celebrating today as well. Adisa Olayinka is celebrating. Adisa Olayinka Mohid is equally celebrating on this day. Adebayo Shodunke, president of Vision Associates Club. All right. This is from Bakari Okpeyemi Monsurat. Okay, so to all of you who are celebrating, we wish you the very, very best of this day. It's a new week, new horizons, new blessings too. And as we celebrate, we say congratulations on the new height.
Electric gives you a window of opportunity to express your views and channel your distress through the program Ikeja Electric and You. Ikeja Electric and You is a 45-minute program designed to address issues, views, and complaints of Lagosians regarding its service. Tune in every Monday at 9:15 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we bring together experts, stakeholders, and representatives from Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company to discuss solutions and provide improvement strategies for better service delivery. Mondays, 9:15 till 10 a.m. on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Ikeja Electric and You. Together, we can power up Lagos.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. You're welcome to Ikeja Electric and You. It's a conversation, a weekly dialogue, and it is courtesy of Ikeja Electric to improve relationship with you and ensure that we have things much better. You're welcome. Victor Oteri is my name, and today we're going to be taking the dialogue to another level, but this time around it's much more about advocacy. Some of the things that we are doing when we switch homes or perhaps when we move from one location to the other and we want to connect or perhaps link ourselves to the electricity distribution grid, we find out that there are lots of missing links. And so Ikeja Electric is very, very keen at bridging that gap in terms of providing the required knowledge so that you can have it much better. That's going to be the focus on the program today. Plus, we'll be resolving one or two issues as well. By the time you send that in, my guest has been around for quite a while. She'll be taking us through that excursion this beautiful Monday morning. But first things first, let's take a detour and have a word from our partners. And when we return, it'll be time to begin the conversation.
Disconnected my light again. There's nothing like NEPA again. It's Ikeja Electric. Did you connect illegally? I only called one electrician nearby to connect it for me. What? You and that electrician are joking with 21 years imprisonment. It's illegal to connect or reconnect yourself or carry out any form of activity on Ikeja Electric network. Doing so will not only cause damage, it can lead to electric shock and electrocution. 21 years imprisonment, electrocution, God forbid. Please, I'm going to contact Ikeja Electric right now for proper connection to stay alive peacefully with my family. If you want to connect or reconnect light, kindly contact Ikeja Electric's nearest office to you and also report any energy theft you notice around you through Ikeja Electric's customer care numbers 01-488-3900, 01-7000-250 and 0700-022-5543 or send an email to customercare@ikejaelectric.com. Ikeja Electric, bringing energy to life.
Hey, have you heard the good news about Ikeja Electric?
What is new this time?
Ikeja Electric has made payment of electricity bills a lot easier through multiple payment channels accessible anywhere, anytime. You can pay using bank mobile apps and websites, Ikeja Electric website, and through their payment agents as well. The payment channels are convenient, reliable, and secure.
Fantastic!
Please pay your bill to avoid disconnection and ensure you collect or print your receipt as evidence of payment. Do not give cash to any Ikeja Electric staff for bill settlement, reconnection fee, meter bypass, or any of the surcharges. For more information, visit www.ikejaelectric.com. You can also contact customer care on 01-700-250 and 01-2272-940 or send an email to customercare@ikejaelectric.com. Ikeja Electric, bringing energy to life.
All right, then Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Ikeja Electric. We're about to bring energy to life, but before we do that, let's just bring you some updates right now coming in and a flash run from the control room, and of course from our live cameras in the studios. We can see right now the accidented truck that got stuck at Bagada inwards Ifako is finally off the road now, and so normalcy is expected towards Ifako and Iyanowuru respectively. So take note of that. We've been tracking that impediment from the 6 o'clock hour, but the good news, it has been taken off right now, so it's a much better drive on the main carriageway inwards Bagada, and of course the service lane a little bit slow, but no major worries driving through that end right now. All right, let's take you through the Akpogbo end. Underneath the bridge connecting UBA roundabout looks pretty good. Also good movement as well from Akpogbo ascending CMS bridge. Movement from Leventis inwards UBA roundabout connecting Inner Marina is also looking good even as we speak right now. So most of the areas within that axis is very, very good to go as we speak. Quickly taking you through the western side of town, Ejigbo. We can tell you Jakonde Gate is receiving with fast vehicular movement from NNPC proceeding towards Okeafa. The road is pretty free to vehicular movement at the moment. Likewise, for the return journey from Pako, Okeafa down to Jakonde and NNPC intersection, very, very good to go as we speak. No impediment cited, and traffic managers on ground doing the needful within that particular end. On the Third Milan Bridge itself, it's still looking good, but by the time you approach Unilag Waterfront, it begins to slow down a bit. Adekunle high influx responsible, nothing unusual proceeding through that end. Let me see if you can just comb through some other locations. Yes, those of you on the Mile 2 corridor, we did tell you, men of ITEC, they are carrying out some repair works within that particular corridor. That's inwards Mile 2K. So you need to watch out for that as you drive through that end as well. All right, we did tell you as well, if you are on the Lagos-Badagry Expressway, Okokomaiko axis to be precise, we did tell you at Volks inwards Okokomaiko, you have a mini truck that is broken down there, so it might be affecting your movement as we speak right now. Okay, so we're done with the house cleaning duties. Let's switch gears right now and do our advocacy. So today we're talking about how to switch homes, or perhaps you're moving home to the other. What are the things that you need to know when we talk about electricity supply? And my guest to be talking us through this excursion this morning, Halima Shuaibu, is External Communications Coordinator for Ikeja Electric. Madam, nice to have you back in the studios. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Victor. Hope you had a restful weekend.
I did. I don't know about you. Did you have the same as well?
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. So it's been 7 days since we had this conversation. So how are things faring with Ikeja Electric?
Oh, fantastic. Everything is well. As far if it's as it concerns electricity availability, right. We're not there yet, but things are improving. Yeah.
Day by day.
Yeah, sure.
And you guys are also intensifying on how you can connect more with your customers, so to say.
Absolutely.
Okay, so last week you gave a fair assessment of the state of power supply within the network. It really improved last week, but it appears it has dwindled a bit.
Okay.
Anything unusual happening?
Nothing exactly. It's the same old thing, except for people who have local faults, say on their transformer or case of load shedding. Aside from that, it's still the same situation. Even for our customers who are on band A and B, it hasn't been exactly what it should be, but we're hoping that things will improve, and of course, as things improve, we would experience a corresponding improvement in the number of hours of availability. Right, so we do apologize. We feel the pain. We also live in these communities, and of course, we hope that things will improve.
Right. So, and this is for the national grid, right?
Definitely.
All right. So last week we also talked about vandalism and its impact on your infrastructure. So has things changed between that time and now? Are we having people really getting to understand why they do not need to vandalize some of the
okay, like we say to customers, even if it hasn't happened in your neighborhood, does not mean you should let down your guard. So what we're saying is just be at alert. So it hasn't come to your neighborhood. In fact, we had a report of a place somewhere in Mende where some people were dressed as Ikeja Electric employees. Yeah, absolutely. And but luckily, because the residents asked the right questions, and that was why they were apprehended.
Right.
So that's why we say you have to be at alert. Make sure you ask the right questions. Ask for their ID cards, whatever it is that you need to. It's not enough to see people dressed in overall the Ikeja Electric safety kit.
Right.
Just make sure you ask the right questions.
So we must to identify who they are.
Yes.
All right, let's take this call. Hello there. Good morning.
Hello, good morning once again.
Oluwalayemo. Hello.
Hello, good morning once again.
Yes, good morning. Go ahead. Go ahead. Oluwalayemo. Okay, it appears the connection to the traffic manager there within the Mile 12 corridor not very, very clear there. Let's see if we can still reconnect with him. Hello, Oluwalayemo.
Hello, good morning once again.
Good morning. Can you hear me now? Hello? Oh.
Hello.
Okay, go ahead. Just go ahead.
Hello.
Hello, Oluwalayemo. All right, still a very bad connection. We'll try and see how we can switch that and get things in proper perspective. All right, so we must ask, right, to identify who they are.
Yes.
And asking questions means what? We should ask for their ID card?
Yes, actually, ID card. And even sometimes, like what we do is we of course partner with CDAs or people, residents association in different neighborhoods. So they can even call and say, okay, are you from here? Are you from this undertaking? You call and you ask.
Right.
Once they know that you're asking questions, that puts them on their toes.
And is there a way we can have a better communication as well? I mean, peradventure, the undertaking officials are coming to carry out a kind of repair works on a particular transformer. Is there a way they can notify the community to say, we are coming to your neighborhood by 11 o'clock or by 12? Is that possible?
Oh, yes. That for some gated communities, we usually even experience some kind of resistance. In fact, that's even a very good question, Victor, because we would like to also use this medium to encourage the leadership of those gated communities to allow our people to work. This is usually the case with communities that are metered. We have some communities that are more or less 100% metered, but we find out that there's some kind of resistance in allowing our people to come in there to work, maybe because some of them have compromised their meters, and then when you give them notice, like you're asking, when you give them notice, so what they do is they use that opportunity to go and correct the bypass, and then when you go, you don't find anything, but we're losing energy, we're losing money.
Right.
Okay, so we're not able to account for the energy, and so this is also a good medium to say that when leaderships of these communities, gated estates, know that okay, they don't have anything to hide, we're willing to partner with them. If you need us to write a letter to say, okay, these are the team, these are the people that will come to your community to work, so that you give them access. So, but having said that, when there is a fault and a customer has escalated it or reported at any of our office, it means that they're expecting our people. So they know that, okay, these people are coming. They'll tell you, okay, we're here now, but we're coming to your community, say in an hour's time. You just keep a tab, and then you know that they are coming to clear a fault.
Right. And I'm just wondering why people still do this bypass of a thing. I thought that era was past.
In fact, that is also, we're going to dedicate, in fact, a program for that, because some customers say that, we hear this a lot of times when people say, your people are responsible for carrying out a bypass, okay? And I say, okay, I'm not here to absolve my people of, or my colleagues of any responsibility of saying, okay, they did it or they didn't do it. But the question I always ask is, there's always a motivation. So it means that for somebody to have done it for you, you have paid that person to do that bypass for you. So yes, so that means both sides are culpable. So if you say somebody has done it and the person is a staff of Ikeja Electric, it means that you have paid that person.
This is what we call energy theft, right?
Absolutely.
And it's punishable under the law?
Absolutely, it is punishable. And in fact, we have had to, some people have been taken to court, some people have even been sentenced. In fact, I know this disco. I'm trying to remember where that is now.
Outside Lagos.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Billing?
No, I think it's Kaduna Disco. Yes, a customer, Abuja rather. A customer was sentenced. I can't remember how long he was sentenced for.
So,
yes,
so it's an offense.
Absolutely under the law. And then of course we're going to even be bringing in some of my colleagues from legal who will be speaking to that. Absolutely.
Right. So just keep it locked. One of these editions of the program, we will talk about that. Some of the infractions that we are really committing and the havoc it causes, and of course its impact on the law when we talk about electricity. All right. So Halima Shraibu, we've done some house cleaning duties. Let's talk about the main thing and the main reason why you are here today. We want to talk about things that people need to know when they are switching homes, right?
Yes.
Things that they need to know when they've built a new apartment. We're going to our house. Yeah. We're moving to our permanent site, as the case may be.
Absolutely.
And when you get there, once the question of electricity pops up, it now becomes a comma or something. So talk to us. What are the things that we should do? What are the first steps?
Okay, so usually, let's say you are in your existing apartment where you currently live, and then you paid for the meter. That's scenario one. You paid for the meter, and then you feel like, okay, since you're going to another apartment, then you should go with your meter. That is not allowed. So it's important to state that when you're moving to another apartment, even though you paid for the meter in the old apartment, you can't move with that, because meters are mapped to the transformers where they are installed, to the house, to the address. Also, even for the safety of the customers. So, Victor, you just imagine that meters can be moved. Right. It means that people can now begin to steal these meters. So if I have one in front of my house, somebody can steal it and go and install it in Surulere, for example, or take it to Abulegba. But because you know that if you take it, it means that it will be declared as a stolen meter in our network, and so we will be asked to retrieve such meters. So it's also for the safety of the customer.
All right. So in proper perspective now, so every meter is identified and locked to a particular building.
Absolutely.
It cannot be switched.
It can be moved. Even if you live on number 1 and you want to move it to number 2, you can't move it.
You can't move it?
No, you can't.
So the characteristic feature of every meter is that it's attached to a particular building.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Yes. So
okay, so what happens if that building collapses?
No, even if it collapses, so we have a history of that house. Let's say, if even in the case of buying that house, so let's say somebody buys that house and they demolish it,
right.
Okay, so we still have all the history. We'll give you the history of the postpaid account that was there even before you acquired that meter. So all of that will be taken care of at the point of when you have finished building the house and you have come to us, and we're going to reconcile all of that.
Right.
So it doesn't change anything.
So does that mean that particular meter goes down with that building that was destroyed?
No. So if the meter is in good condition, okay, all right, it can still be reinstalled.
When it's
rebuilt, yes.
Okay.
So except something is wrong with the meter, and then you can't also use that meter, you may now have to apply for it.
All right, then. So my dear listener, I hope you've taken note of that. Rule 1: every meter is actually customized to a particular building, and so it cannot be moved when you're switching homes. All right, that's step 1. What's the next step?
Okay, so you move into a new apartment. 2 scenarios. It's either you get there and they're postpaid customers, or you get there and the house is metered. So if the house is metered, I've seen customers who believe that if a house is metered, they don't need to bother. Oh yes, you need to bother.
Why?
So yes, a realtor reported a case of a customer who moved into a highbrow neighborhood, and so assumed that because the house is metered, therefore there's no problem. So the house is metered, but they found out that at some point the previous tenant had a case of infraction, and what we do is we put back whatever it is, the loss, what we call loss of revenue, back onto the meter. So for instance, the customer was caught, let's say last year February, okay, and the customer had an infraction, LOR of say 1 million, and he has not finished defraying that money as at the time the new tenant moves in, okay. So the tenant will be ignorant to say, okay, let me just move in because I'm seeing a prepaid PPM, that's
right,
a meter in this house. So what you need to do is to take that meter number to our customer care and find out what the history of the meter is. If there is an outstanding on it, it could be a case of an outstanding. It could also be a case of a loss of revenue that has been factored into that meter. So you need to settle that with the landlord, or the landlord needs to contact the previous tenant to make sure that all of those issues have been resolved before you move into that place. That's for prepaid.
Prepaid.
Now, this is the most common, which is you go into a place, you try to move into a new apartment, and then there's a postpaid account. I mean, this is a no-brainer. You have to find out what the history is. So once there's a postpaid account, you need to find out whether there's an outstanding or whether the person has paid everything on that account.
So when you say postpaid, it's not metered.
Yes, it's not metered. So that means the customer is on estimation. He gets
bills.
Yes, he gets a bill at the end of the month, unlike a prepaid customer that pays as he goes.
So I got there and I found out that on the postpaid for this particular flat, it has a debt burden of say 900,000.
Yeah.
So is that going to be my own liability, or who takes charge of that responsibility?
Okay, so this is very valid. Thank you very much, Victor. Because you see, that's why you need to do this due diligence I'm talking about, so that the responsibility, the landlord at that point will be responsible for taking care of.
Just 1 second, please. I know that the traffic manager there from Mile 12 was trying to reach us earlier on, but I have the flash update here from the control room. It says that the earlier impediment at Mile 12 in Watts K2 is now the road, and traffic personnel are trying to deal with the backlog. Okay, so that's Mile 12 main carriageway inwards K2. That was where we had that breakdown earlier on, but it has been taken off the road, so it's much better if you're coming in from that end right now. Okay then, so what do I do if I have that kind of situation?
Okay, so you try to move into a new apartment, and then you find a debt of say 900,000 on it.
Right.
So that's the point in which you take that up with the landlord. So now it's now for the landlord to determine whether he wants to clear the bill, or he wants to liaise with the previous tenant, whichever way he wants to resolve it. That's the point, to take care of that, so that you don't move into that house and then you're now going back and forth with your service provider as to how to clear that bill.
Okay, so from a Ikeja electric perspective, that it is the landlord's palaver.
Absolutely. So he should take care of that, because you know the landlord is your tenants will come and go. So it's for you to ensure that whoever is there or whoever is about to leave has taken care of the debt, and there's nothing there.
So it is very wrong for the landlord to pass that burden on the new tenant.
Oh, very, very, very wrong.
Is there a way Ikeja Electric can come in to resolve that? Because I will find that situation all the time.
Okay, so this is also similar to a case of buying or paying for a meter. Okay, where people say, I paid for that meter, and so I should live with the meter. So what we tell people is, have an understanding with your landlord. Okay, have an understanding with your landlord in such a way that some say my landlord is not willing to pay for it, for example. So you say, I'm going to pay for it, but let the landlord probably take it from source. Let's say by the next time you're paying your rent, you have that kind of understanding. The same goes for postpaid, in which you're asking. It is for the landlord to ensure that that money is paid, or find a way to get the tenant who was there. But liability for that debt, it's for the landlord. He is the one who is responsible, and he must ensure that that money is paid, or find a way to get it from the previous tenant or whoever it is that is vacating that apartment.
All right. So this kind of engagement must be handed out properly. So I do not know if Ikeja Electric engages with communities to pass out this kind of information, because what we find out most of the time, most of the landlords are kings, and once they have had this kind of situation, they pass it on the tenant. Either the old tenant refuses to pay, or perhaps the new tenant comes in and he says, this is the burden on this meter, you have to pay. So I do not know if you're having that kind of engagement.
Oh yes, we do this. We do virtual, we do physical engagement, telling people what to do when they move into when they're about to move into a new apartment. We do this all the time. In fact, there have been fora where we meet with even the property owners themselves, where we tell them, if you own this property and you allow your tenant to leave, that's on you. So we do this from time to time. Yeah, so we meet with CDAs, we meet with CDCs, we do this every time, weekly, monthly, virtually. So yes, we do that.
All right, this is step 2. What else again do I need to do if I move into a new apartment? Are there other information that's required?
Okay, so for there are also people who are buying, maybe you have bought a new building, a new house,
yes,
or you're demolishing you need to do all the due diligence. So I've seen a case where somebody, probably maybe the previous owner of the property, had an arrangement with the official of the service provider, in this case not the Ikeja Electric, where a bill was suppressed. And so what he was told was that he had just one active bill in that house. So 1 year down the line, the new owner who has just bought the house was told that there's a bill that they've not paid for, and that bill had an outstanding of 900,000.
Wow.
Yes. So this is why due diligence is important. So when you go to you acquire a new property, of course they'll tell you that you're buying asset and liability, but it's important to have an agreement with the previous owner. So you see, at that point before payment is made, it's important to check all of these things so that if the previous owner is willing to take up responsibility for some of those things, all of that will be taken care of before you acquire a new property.
All right, let's talk about new locations, new sites, as the case may be. As we speak right now, Lagos is really urbanizing much faster than expected. You go to places like Ikorodu, you go to a community today, there was nothing there, just like bush, and in another 1 or 2 months, you see houses springing up, and when they get there, they say, look, we want to tap pool from one place to the other, and then I want to connect. So what is the right step? What am I supposed to do when I get to those kind of sites?
Okay. So for some maybe developers, or you're building a new place, okay, what we advise is, thank God for technology and how forward-thinking the business Ikeja Electric is. Well, in the past, you just go open an account, whether it's for metering or it's a postpaid account, it's not clearly spelled out. But what we have now, because we've automated that process, is for you to go to smartkyc.ikejaelectric.com.
Okay.
smartkyc.ikejaelectric.com. And when you get to that site, it gives you the option of whether you are opening a new account for metering purpose only. So what that means is that account will not be billed. If you recall, Victor, last month a customer called somewhere around Agro Palace Wing, where he was talking about opening a new account, and even before that account became active, according to him, that account has been billed. That is now a thing of the past.
Okay.
So now when you want to open this account, you go to the site, okay? You have the option to choose whether you want to be a postpaid customer or you want to open the account for the purpose of metering. So what that means is that until you're metered, that account is not billed. Okay.
Right.
So that's what you do if you're building a new, like you said, you have a new structure.
Right.
All right. So you go there and select that I want to open this account for metering. So if you're doing 6, if you're doing 5, whatever it is. Also, note that if there are existing accounts in that location, of course, on our own part too, is subject to review. So the fact that you have requested for 5 additional.
Right. I don't use guys. Okay. Let's see if we can just take this call. Hello there.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Olabi.
Olabi, you've been calling persistently. All right. So what's your contribution?
I'm to ask a question from AKG.
Okay, go ahead quickly.
They have been having very bad connection at Obuchu and Ajekule on the Ikorodu Road. What's the problem?
Bad connection? What do you mean by bad connection?
Over a week, they never give us light in the night.
Oh, okay.
Between Owode and Ajegule on the Ikorodu Road.
Okay. Owode and Ajegule, right?
Between Owode and Ajegule, yes.
Okay. All right. My guest will respond to you. Just listen on the radio.
Okay.
All right. Okay then. So, Olabi is talking about the state of power supply, which Halima did talk about earlier on, but of course I'll give her the opportunity. But majorly, we'd like you to ask questions built on this. If you are moving to a new apartment, or perhaps you have issues with inherited bills, you might just want to bring that in. These are the kind of questions we'd love to answer this morning. Let's take this one. Hello there.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Adiola.
Adiola, where are you calling from?
Yeah, right now I'm in the condo.
All right.
But I reside in Guanete.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Actually, I have a question. The question is, I have this old prepaid meter, which I learned that that's in United Rate or done with. Then we applied for a new meter. Now, the new meter at the heart, they said there's an embargo on it for now. And I'm having a problem of loading. Because it's been difficult for because actually that particular meter is for my tenant. So it's been difficult for them to even load. And I've made the necessary thing to process a new one. They say it's under an embargo or so.
Yeah.
They are not using meters. Now, my question is this: how can we load? Because this person needs to load to the meter, and it's becoming too difficult using generator most times. I don't know what to do. I've been to Apple and story is still the same thing. I don't know if there's another thing we can do so that we can buy what's it called now? Buy units.
Okay.
Because I don't know what to tell my tenants anymore. Because I even showed him the evidence that I've made payment for the new meter. But you know now you have tenants that they will not read the landlord. So that's where my problem is.
Okay.
I don't know what to do. So if they can just
advise you.
And,
all right, just listen.
Yes.
Halima will take you through that. All right, Halima, what can he do in this kind of a situation? He has an old meter, even though he has applied for a new one, but loading is a challenge.
Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Adeola from Igondo, and I'm glad that you said you have gone to our office at Ponley to lay this complaint. So for all meters, I want to believe is the smart card type. So even before you got to that stage, we started sensitizing customers, informing them, even on a one-on-one basis, to say, once you have that kind of meter, you would find the first signs that you find you have difficulty loading your energy token.
Okay.
And so you've probably allowed this to fester, and that's why we're where we are now. So you just continue to go to the office to get help. You can't do this. You can't do this remotely. However, I hope I wish that you had done this earlier before this whole exchange rate thing started.
Right.
Otherwise, you would have gotten the meters by now.
So that meter will have to be upgraded.
Absolutely. No, he have to even be retrieved and a new one installed. But he just said that he has paid. I want to believe he said he has paid for the meter, but he's yet to. But if you have paid, then you can do a follow-up. If you have already paid, you can do a follow-up. And how do you do that? Go to the office and lodge a complaint. Make sure you attach proof of payment. Ensure that your ARN and your contact, everything. I don't believe that it's your contact that is on it. I don't know how you have done this because they need to contact the person that lives in the house. You said you are the landlord. So you have to ensure that they have the correct information so that they can come for installation.
What we do is to try and give you Adeola's number and see if something can be done behind the scene in order to fast track all of this. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. So it's still going through this advocacy that we're doing. If I get to a new place, a new site, for instance, where there is no power at all, Halima, who is responsible for providing the pools, for providing the infrastructure there?
Okay.
Is it Ikeja Electric or me?
Okay, thank you. Anything that has to do with infrastructure, right, to ensure that electricity gets to the house of the customer lies with Ikeja Electric. Of course, anything that has to do with your bus bar separation, those ones are internal where you call your electrician to get that, then the wire, of course, to the pole. But to get the pole there, transformer, everything lies with Ikeja Electric.
But you find that most communities do that themselves.
Okay, so
just hold on 1 second. Let's take this call. Hello there. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
All right. Who am I speaking with?
Oluwaloko is my name.
Oluwaloko. Nice to hear from you.
I'm calling from Ijuishaga.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, our NEPA guest. The issue here is of that of an 82-year-old woman. She has a house in Ijuishaga. She has a meter since 2013, which we've been charging and using. Then suddenly NEPA came. They said the house, that missing meter is only 428,000 since 2015. This woman said she's been using this meter, charging, and he said we should go to Ijuishaga. We got there. They were raising some issues. The woman said, in fact, it's right there in the service. She called her today. They sent 350 to her. So she said she's going to pay. They told her she's going to pay the remaining balance of 70 and get a prepaid meter without paying for that one. I want to really, because the woman is traumatized. She's not really comfortable with this, and she's old. I got to know about it when I saw the way she was, because she still drives herself. So I want to know what Madam can do to really assist this woman.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Aloko, thank you very much. Are you still on the line? Please, can you stay on the line so I can ask you?
Aloko, quickly.
Okay.
Aloko is gone. All right, but just go ahead. I'm sure you'll be listening.
Okay, so he said that Mama has paid some part of this.
Yeah, 350 out of 420.
Okay, and she's asked to pay 70 and that the meter will be installed.
Right.
I don't know if he has registered on her behalf or what has been done. So maybe I may need to take this offline.
Okay, we'll take Oluwaloko's call as well, and then we'll help out. But let's respond to the first person who called. I was talking about power supply, the state of power supply in Ajegunle, and that's in what Ikorodu end.
Yes, Owode,
yes.
Okay. So, of course, this is not unconnected to allocation issues. So what we have is what we are distributing. We apologize. We recognize and we feel your pain. But then as things improve, I want to believe that you're feeding from Wasimi. I want to believe.
Right.
But wherever it is, please bear with us. As soon as allocation improves, we'll definitely you see a corresponding increase in supply.
All right. So it's a general situation across town.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Ikeja Electric is responsible for providing in the infrastructure, right?
Absolutely.
But like I said, a lot of communities do that themselves. They resort to self-help a lot of times.
Yes. And this is what we discourage a lot of times because of issues of standardization. There are kind of poles that we want to erect, that the kind of transformer, and even the technical side of it, where you need experts to be the ones to do it, and then people now go ahead and do these things themselves, maybe because they are not patient, maybe they don't want to follow due process, but whatever it is the responsibility of the DISCO, Ikeja Electric in this case, to ensure that infrastructure is provided. And so we strongly advise that if you are in a community and you're yet to get a pole, please approach Ikeja Electric, write a letter, address it to the business manager, wherever it is that you are, in Shomulu, Akonwojo, Ikorodu, write and request that these are the things that you need. And of course, you will be it will be attended to.
All right, that's a message here. It says, good morning, Victor. Kindly ask your guest, why is it that CDAs make new landlords to pay as much as 150,000 to 200,000 naira in some cases before they are allowed to connect their service wire to the electric pole of the DISCO? This is at times in connivance with electricity workers. Okay, this is coming from Comrade Daniel. Okay, Comrade Daniel sent this one in. So we have this kind of situation, 150 to 200,000.
Yes, this is not unconnected to the question you just asked as to whether when customers resort to self-help. So there's some communities that have already done what you just said. So they have provided, say, transformer themselves. They bought the poles. So they will now take it upon themselves to say, see, when you're coming in, before you connect, I mean, we contributed, we made this happen.
Okay.
So you can't just come
it's more like a development levy.
Absolutely. So they say you can't connect until you settle us.
So it's a subtle agreement within the community.
Absolutely.
And there's
so
no connection with Ikeja.
I was just going to say that Ikeja Electric is not. So if you come to Ikeja Electric, we would connect you, because in as much as it's a public transformer, our job is to ensure that our customers are connected.
All right. Then this one says, good morning, Traffic Radio. I am. Okay, Maxwell from Ibafo. So I would like to know if Ikeja Electric covers places like Ibafo.
Ibafo is under Ogun State, right?
Yeah.
No, anything under Ogun State. Although we have up to some part of Arepo.
Okay. So you cover some areas, but not,
yes,
maybe Ibafo might be Ibadan Disco.
Ibadan Disco.
Most likely. All right, then let's see if we can squeeze in a few calls. Oh, no, time is really, really fast spent. But in all of this, Halima,
yes,
what you're saying now is that before one moves, you must have adequate knowledge of what's happening with the electricity distribution of that particular location you're moving to.
Absolutely. Whether you're buying, you're a developer, you're moving in just a tenant, you have to have all of this information. And there's also an easy way to go about it.
Okay.
If you don't, for our techie savvy people who don't want to go to the office, you can either send an email to customercare@ikejaelectric.com, or you can even sign up on our single view or online platform by going to you just go to Google and type Ikeja Electric Single View, and then you sign up, whether you're a prepaid or a postpaid customer. That way you can see everything that is happening with that account. You can view the history, you can see outstanding, whatever you want to see, just like having a bank mobile app where you can view your transaction. That's the way it works.
Ikeja Electric Single View.
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk about the contacts. For those who want to link up with you after this program, what are the numbers again that they can use?
So they can call 0201 7,250. I'll take that slowly. 0201 7,250 or 0201 227 2940. I'll take that. 0201 227 2940. Those are the numbers to reach us on. You can also send an email to customercare@ikejaelectric.com. And you can reach us on our social media platforms. On X, that's formerly known as Twitter, we're at Ikeja Electric. On Facebook too, just type Ikeja Electric. On Instagram, at Ikeja Electric. And then you can put your, if you have a complaint, make sure you put all the details that we'll need. Name, address, location, landmark, everything. Be detailed. And of course, we'll send to the appropriate unit.
All right, then. I want to say a very big thank you to you, Halima. Thank you for making it through to the program this morning.
Thank you so much, Victor.
All right. She's the angel from Ikeja Electric, and she's always here roving around to spread the information that you need. She's External Communications Coordinator for Ikeja Electric. And this morning, things that you need to know as you switch homes or perhaps as you move from one place to the other, your energy supply. Of course, she's been able to give that to you hot and fresh. We have to go. The program has been produced by Mike James, Gladys Omenime also in the building. Is that a fair, John? All right, thank you so much. Our social media team, Okpayemi Shodunke and others, we do appreciate you. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. All right, the program, Your Side Mirror, makes a return tomorrow, but